Yo, what's up, guys? This is Chris from Team Nocturno, and here with Harmon. We're starting our new segment called Local Builds, and today we're interviewing a guy with an Audi S3 in the Seattle area. So yeah, stay tuned.
Finally here, guys. See if you guys can find an Audi. Can't see one right now. Is there an Audi?
Hey guys, I'm Alex Ng, and today I'm going to be showing you my Audi S3 2016 model. This is like the culmination of all the hopes and dreams I wanted to build for like a show car, and I'm just really glad to be here today to show you guys what I put into it.
Alright, so I'm just going to ask you a couple questions just about the car. For my first question is, what made you choose this car out of like anything else?
Yeah, so before I had an Audi A4, I loved that car. It was a B7, 2006, and I just loved how Audis were. Before that, I had a Legacy GT 2008, and one thing I loved was all-wheel drive, so I wanted another car that kept that same feature, even a Turbo 4. And when I was doing my research, I just loved, I think 2014 or 2015 when they first showed this car, I really loved the body styling, the features that were going to come with it, and so I just fell in love with it. And after I took it for a test drive, the power behind it, and even doing the research between like the Evo X's, STIs, pound for pound, weight, horsepower, this car just was better in by every feature. So I figured like this is gonna be my next project.
Okay. Did you have any like second choices or third choices, or you just knew the second you saw this car?
This was it.
It was it? Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you about like everything you've done so far. Like, is it just power? I mean, is it just like a show car, or did you do anything to like the motor or like power wise as well?
Everything on this that you see is both all show and all go. Okay. So originally I started building the motor out. So with the tune, I started with an APR stage 1, and I ended up getting the supporting mods. Then after that, I kind of started wanting more power. So then I went with the transmission DSG APR tune. Then I went to APR stage 2 after the downpipe and the exhaust. So right now, according to their website, it's around, I'll round up at like 400 horsepower, 380, 390 torque. So for me, it's enough. And the numbers that people were reporting before I started to tune it, they're hitting around like mid 12s, mid to high 12s on average drivers. The best times I saw on it was like a low 12. So for me, like I knew the tune was going to be good.
So you think that's it? Like you don't want to go any higher or anything?
I'm definitely going to go higher.
Power is, I mean, like horsepower is just very addicting. That's the thing.
It's super addicting. So like after a few years of having stage 2, I'm pretty bored with the power already. So the next step is I want to switch to another company called EQT, and they're using the access port for that. But one of the turbos that they're coming out with too, they've already put down numbers where it's in like 10 ones on a stage 3.
Okay. So since we got power aside, what about like the look? What's like the top like 3 mods you have on here? Let's just say 3.
Yeah, top 3 mods I would say is, I mean, the first thing you'll ever notice is the hood. It's made by Revo Sport with a Z. They're not in this country, so I had to go through like overseas, talk to them with their distribution and their marketing department, so I was able to get this one over. Then the other part is you're going to notice the Widebody, and that's another company that makes it, Xenon's UK. they're over in England, and so I talked to them when they started doing prototypes for the wide body, and I knew I wanted to put that on here. The other thing I got from Xenons UK is the front bumper, and then you'll see on the rear bumper that it is basically like the Audi A3 Club Sport Quattro package. So I had them send that to me as well. Kind of a fourth, because I consider the body kit and the wide body one thing, is going to be the 7K wheels. And so I had a buddy introduce me to the owner, and he set me up with them. One thing that I really loved about the ability to do with them is you can start customizing outside of that. So I ended up having to do like to engrave my Instagram name on it, because I wanted it to be special to me. And you know, if anyone ever stole my wheels, I'll know who has them.
That's so true. Honestly, before like we even met you, I didn't even know these wheels existed. So I'm definitely gonna have to do some research on them. They're really nice.
Thank you.
So this is like a personal question for me, because I do plan to go bags. How's the ride quality on the bags? Because I hear like some people say it rides like shit, but then other people say it's super smooth. So like,
for me, ride quality has been pretty good, but the way Airlift has their setup is they're built pretty much like coilovers, and so you can fine tune the dampening, how low you want it to go as well. So after fine tuning the dampening, I mean, it rides not too squishy and not too firm, but for me it feels like a luxury car, so it's comfortable. I'm not feeling every part of the road, but other than that, I love Airlift.
all right, this is my last question. After that, Chris is gonna handle the rest of the questions. So my last question is, do you think you're done with the car, or you plan to do more?
I plan to do more, but just smaller stuff. Like my trunk setup, I want to do more of like a carbon fiber system, and I want to make it functional. So since I have an air tank in the back, maybe some air tools in case like an emergency happens. Actually leave like other tools in there, so if I'm going to like torque down my wheels, or just like small stuff. So I planned that out. And then I want to finish my rear seats with the Brom vinyl, and just kind of get that to match, and then full roll cage later on, running hopefully methanol, but that's just kind of what I'm guessing at this point. And then do a retrofit on the facelift S3 and RS3s, do a virtual gauge cluster, just kind of update it. But other than that, I don't think I want to do anything else.
All right, we're back, and my question is, what's your take on the Washington Carpenter, like as of right now?
Yeah, it's kind of mixed. You know, there's a lot of good builds out there. I don't think we're at the level of like the Cali scene, of course, but you know, we're kind of pretty, I guess, given that Northwest feeling. I mean, we're simple, we're not like completely flashy, but you know, I think like the scene here, and I'm probably going to get a lot of grief for it too, it's like there's a lot of snobs that I think are in the scene, and you know, everyone has their own different stories, everyone has their own struggles, how much they make. To me, like, one thing I've started to look down upon is like, if you don't like someone's car, you know, keep it to yourself. Like, that's their dreams, that's their what they aspire that they want to do. So like, if they can't afford real wheels, or what you consider real wheels, you know, let them be. You know, it's more of a community of like, why we got into the scene is to modify our cars, to make them look good, and you know, if they like it and they drive that every day, like I said, let them be, and you know, just don't. I mean, there's enough stuff going on in the world where you don't have to like bully someone just because of like their taste and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a valid point. And next question is, how can you say you stand out with like your particular build?
So my build, I mean, a couple other things. I put my Audi logo on the hood because I love the way it looks like on the R8s and the Audi TTs. I've gotten a lot of grief about that because it's not on the grill, but to me it looks really sporty, something simple. you know, with the whole build, of course, everyone when they modify their cars, it's one of a kind. But even looking at this with all the like all the aero features that you see, like to me, no one has even come close to building something like this.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just wanted to be one of a kind.
Yeah, for sure it is. Let's go to the next
That's
question.
honestly everyone's goal.
Yeah.
You gotta be unique, or what's the point?
Yeah.
I'm on-
All right. Next question is, do you ever plan on selling, and what would you get instead? I know we talked about it a little bit before, but like just so people on the video
Yeah.
can get to know. Yeah. What's your thoughts on that?
I do plan on selling. You know, if it comes down to price, you know, that's something I definitely want to think about more. The biggest thing is the next owner should be an enthusiast like me. I don't want to just take the car apart and sell every part separately.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's kind of like unicorns. It's going to be rare, but like, and you know, living on hopes and dreams. But I want the next owner to appreciate everything, so not to keep it intact.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's it. The car after this, I have been wanting the RS6 Avant for the longest time because of the power. The new one just looks sexy from the front end, and I love wagons. I mean, everyone says get an RS7, but you know, I'm not a fan of the Sportbacks, and you know, I want to be that guy that's like, I have that cool soccer dad car.
Yeah, that would be super sick. All right, the question is, what do you love and what do you hate about your personal car?
Sometimes I don't want to drive it all the time, and you know, I'm more worried about other drivers out there that might hit me. I mean, accidents happen. I think what I also love about it is, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I get looks all the time. It's definitely a neck breaker. What I hate about it is it's expensive.
Yeah.
There's just too much to do, and you know, not enough green in my wallet to do it.
Yeah.
I think the other thing I hate about it too is just right now, and not really hate, but like I just want it to have more power. And it's, to me, it's now gotten slow.
Yeah.
Or what I would think of.
That's 400 wheel horsepower. I mean, yeah. Some people say it's slow. Some people say it's crazy fast.
So my question is this? I thought this was paint. Me and Chris both thought this was paint.
Yeah.
What type of wrap is it?
It's a 3M wrap. Forgot what color it is off the top of my head, but before I had Orical's purple wrap, and then when I saw this, I love the pearl in it, and it's not like a flashy red either, not like a bright red, so I consider it more of like a maroon or burgundy, and that's just one of my favorite colors, so that's why I kind of went with it.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Nice paint.
No, it looked like paint. Only reason I could tell is the actual carbon hood. You can see like where they cut it. You can see, but it's so like slick about it. But
very subtle.
yeah, I really thought it was paint.
Yeah. I wanted to leave it that way because like it's subtle. For people to notice it's still carbon. I still kind of want to see people like have people see the accents.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's beautiful wrap.
Yeah.
I was about to say paint right now. That's how.
Yeah, I thought it was paint. All along, I thought it was paint.
Yeah.
Literally, because I've seen this car like on Instagram and stuff. Because I added it on Instagram and like I was like, man, this is nice paint, but yeah, to find out it was wrap, I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, I'll let him share his socials, like his Instagram, his Facebook, whatnot, so you guys could follow him and see the progress on his build. But yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. No worries.
And if you have this car, you got to be a unique ass buyer. So if you want to buy it, hit him up.
Yeah. We'll leave his information in the bio.
All right, we're gonna go for a ride along real quick. Let's see how this car feels. Oh yeah, that shit's not gonna work, Chris.
That later too.
All right, guys, we're about to go on a ride along real quick. Chris is in the back. You can't see him, but yeah, you saw him right there. So let's see what this car sounds like and how it feels. That shit fell, so I'm gonna just hold it. Yeah, it definitely pushes you back. Very fun car. Honestly, I hope you guys heard that. Hopefully, but yeah, that shit sounds hella nice. What you think, Chris?
Yeah,
How do you feel about it?
This thing is crazy fast, man. But honestly, like, it feels smooth. It's not fast to the point where like you feel like, you know, you feel the wheel's gonna fall off or something, you know, because we've been in those type of cars. But yeah, it was nice. And big shout out to Alex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big shout out to Alex for letting us interview him for our first interview. For sure more in the future to come. But yeah, stay tuned, guys.
AB on the track, yeah.